Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys rugby contest between the visiting Hawks of Hanover High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It's our first bit of rugby coverage for this season. We're currently slated for 2 games for both rugby teams for Brookline this spring. 2 for the boys, 2 for the girls. Happy to be back. Some of you might have noticed that I left a note in the live chat saying that sometimes the Wi-Fi connection can be a little choppy here at Skyline. So far, it's been going good, but there's a good chance that it might get shaky as the broadcast goes on. The audio should still come through nice and clean, but the video might, skip or cut out at points. If that happens, don't fret, folks. I'm recording this while I'm live streaming it, and I'll be able to upload the recorded version to this channel later tonight, and it will include any and all clips that might have got cut out by Wi-Fi issues. So, I've got your back there. Also important to note, just as a humble admission here, rugby is not as a sport I'm not the most knowledgeable about compared to other sports that I cover. So there may be some things I get wrong or some things I don't understand or some things I don't have the proper terms for. I'm still learning as I go, but I'm not too proud to accept any and all help that more knowledgeable rugby fans tuning in might have. If anyone wants to leave a note, either in the live chat or in an email, happy to accept that. Or any other reason that you might want to chip in the live chat. Could be as simple as go Brookline or go Hanover. Could be a shout out to a specific player. Maybe you notice some technical difficulties that you'd like me to try and fix as we go, or maybe you want to correct me on the pronunciation of a kid's name. Any and all comments you might have. Like I said, I encourage that audience participation either in the live chat here on YouTube or by sending me an email. You can see my email there in the bottom right corner of your screen. And in the bottom middle of your screen, you can see the logo for our local sponsor for today's broadcast, Esh Dental. Esh Dental is located right in Coolidge Corner. You can book your next dental appointment with local dentist and Brookline High sports parent Dr. Brandon Esh for the non-corporate personalized dentistry that our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eshdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. And you can find that link and phone number in the description section of this video down below. Teams starting to take the field here. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the Hanover roster before the game today. Unfortunately, I was running a little late, hit some bad traffic on the way here, and so I didn't have time to get the roster from Hanover. If any Hanover fans want to fill in the blanks for me, let me know what players, what number. I'm happy to fill those in, but otherwise I'll just narrate by jersey number for them. For Brookline, we got most of the jersey numbers. A couple of numbers have doubled up, and there's a couple guys missing jersey numbers on the roster. It's early in a new season. Logistics can sometimes be a struggle, but we've got most of the roster here. And so as the team huddles up prior to the game, let's go through that roster really quick. Going in order of jersey number for Brookline, first off, we have the loose head prop, number 1, Bicall Hooks. Next, we have the hooker, number 2, Max Durant. The tight head prop, number 3, Bryce Figueredo. The second row, or lock players, number 4, Isaac Griffin, and number 5, Isaac Hughes. The flankers, number 6, John Krasansky, and number 7, Milo Nygren. The number 8, wearing number 26, Paxton Hunt. The scrum half, number 9, David Perez Lawrence. The fly half, number 10, Nate Lockwood. The wings, number 24, Benji Brooks, and number 14, Isaac Speicher. The inside center, number 12, Will Engeland. The outside center, number 13, Teddy Brooks. And the fullback, number 15, Ben Speicher. Head coach of the Brookline High boys rugby team is Gerard Dyke. So we can see them lining up to start the first of two halves here at Skyline. Hanover set to kick off. These two teams actually faced off in the postseason last year in the semifinals of the MIAA Division II state tournament. Second-seeded Hanover defeated third-seeded Brookline 64-19 in that semifinal before Hanover went on to ultimately come up just short in the finals to number 1 Weymouth 34-29. So here we go for the rematch. We're underway. Kick is taken off a bounce, quick lateral back and running into a wall, taken down and into the ruck we go. Handed back for Brookline and they dropped it. Ball was dropped and the Hawks take it away. Running to the near side. We're going to have some trouble with the view on this near side over here on the left as a number of Finns standing close to the sideline here. As we got a whistle. I've tried to raise my tripod up almost as high as can go for some elevation. As we get set up for the first scrum of the game. Locked in, inserted by the Hawks. Push the pile easily, and they take the ball. Running to the left, breaking through, and finally a lateral back, but just off the mark. Now picked up off the ground by 15, who gets smothered there, and another whistle there. I think we're going to... no, not setting up in a scrum to give the ball to Brookline. They're probably going to kick this one away to probably get some distance out of their own end. And the kick is going to fly out of bounds and misses my camera by about 2 inches. So off the out of bounds play, we'll get a throw in. Number 2, Max Durant. Throw the side in here. And Brookline manages to throw off the timing of Hanover there. Climb the ladder and take that one. Running into the pile there. Brookline set with the ball once again. They start tossing it to the left. Long toss from number 10, Nate Lockwood, as Brookline works it to the outside. Number 13, Teddy Brooks running with it. Brooks finding some room. Brooks headed down the sideline. Teddy Brooks in for the try. Brookline on the board first, as Teddy Brooks, the outside center, found the hole and just broke through down the far sideline. So that's 5 points for the try, as Brookline now going to get set to try and kick the extra 2 points through. Go. Kick flies up. And I believe that was good. Bit tough. We don't have the same kind of football uprights here. We got some purely vertical uprights, no cross beam there. That kick flies through. I'm trying to read the number of the kicker. Couldn't quite see it, unfortunately, but 7 points on the board for the Warriors off the successful try from Teddy Brooks. Oh my gosh, I just realized in my live chat I got a flurry of numbers coming in for the Hanover players. I'll try and fill that in as best I can. As this one kicked high, juggled by Durant, but recovered off the bounce. Trying to burst through down the far side. Into the ruck they go. Brookline working it back towards the middle. And they keep working it towards the near side. A juke inside by Will Engeland, the inside center, as he gets a few yards and runs into the pile there. Brookline now going to work it down to the far side. Not too far as they run quickly into the pile there. My apologies, I have sometimes a little trouble reading jersey numbers due to the lack of elevation here at Skyline, as the long kick there is taken by the Hawks, and a slip and fall there. Brookline trying to rip the ball loose, and I think they ripped it loose, and they did. Brookline takes it away. Big defensive push there by the Warriors to keep control, to take back control of the ball rather, as they try and work it inside. Not sure if that was, I think that was number 3, Bryce Figueredo, running with that one, and a whistle. And now it's going to be free ball to Hanover. This one booted down the left side, and it's caught. And shaking off one hit before going down. Oh, but lost the ball, staying with it. Fighting for it was Isaac Speicher there. But they say that Hanover ripped it loose, and so they will take it. Number 9, Cam Scott, was lining up to kick that one, but the official whistled to stop it. Thank you very much to Pat Patriot in the live chat, helping me out with the roster numbers here. Going to fill those in as best I can. A toss here to the loose head prop, number 1, Lucas Maynard. Runs it forward into the pile. Now Hanover trying to answer as they work to the right. Tripped up and brought down there was number 8, Aiden Boutin. Now a kick by Hanover sends this one way back out of the back line. Seven nothing, the Brookline lead currently off the successful try from number 13, Teddy Brooks. And now after the kick goes out the back line, we're going to set up in a scrum. Brookline to insert. And whistle blew that one dead. Gonna set back up in it. Locked up, and the insert again, but another whistle. Some of the players might have gotten a little too low to the ground on that one, I'm not sure. Now out of this scrum it is, pushed back by Brookline, and they start working it towards the middle. Fake a toss and now go further outside. Running with it, the fullback, Ben Speicher, gets wrestled to the ground. Setting up in the ruck, Brookline takes it. And they're going to keep it to the inside, barreling forward, shaking off a couple of tacklers, and ultimately going to the ground cleanly to keep it with Brookline. And a toss missed by the Warriors. I think the Hawks took it back. No, Brookline's still keeping a handle on it, and they quickly kick it out after narrowly avoiding disaster there. Brookline almost lost that one off a missed toss out towards the far side. And opted to kick it away, but it looks like that kick actually not going to help them, as they're going to rule it out of bounds around where Brookline kicked it from. Airborne throw snagged out of the air, and the Hawks start working. Trying to work through is number 8, Boutin. Now they keep working it to that left side. Extra toss out to the fullback. And the fullback taken down. Pretty much impossible for me to see here as Matt Bellerby got the toss from number 12, Juno Moford. Now they try and work it back towards the middle. Quick tossing. And the ball knocked loose by Brookline, and they dive on it. Nice recovery by Max Durant after the ball was forced loose. The Brookline defense still holding firm as they try and work it through the inside again with Figueredo. Out of the back, a quick kick. Launches way down, juggled, but picked up there by Bellerby. Bellerby avoids one tackle, tosses to his left to number 11, who gets wrapped down by Bacall Brooks. Number 11, Luis Armani. As they toss it back, running forward with it, number 7, Connor Godfrey. Another toss. Quickly they move it, taken down. Quickly there, I think, was number 2, David Bonilla. Again, quickly working it, almost breaking through there, I think, was number 13, Max Johnson. They go further down the far side and breaking free for a moment. There was number 14, the wing, Max Goitia. As that ball was lost out of bounds, I think Goitia fumbled it. And so it's going to be Brookline ball for the side in. They get it in and start working their way towards the middle. Barreling forward into the ruck. And they go inside with Figueredo. Pick up a couple yards and now start working it. They keep it inside. Rolling forward with it was Engeland. But a whistle there. It's going to give Brookline the free ball. We'll see if they'll from this deep in their own end, they're probably going to kick it, I would expect. And that's exactly what they do. They kick it down the far side. It's caught by Goitia. Goitia breaks a couple tackles, now tries a toss, manages to get it back to Maynard, I believe. Gets taken down, and now they start working it towards the middle. Number 7, Godfrey. And we got another whistle. This time the free ball for the Hawks. This one booted back towards the back end, and I think that's going to roll out the back once again. We'll be setting up in the scrum, I believe, once again. Brookline to insert after it was kicked out the back end by Hanover. Now, unfortunately, there's no scoreboard clock or anything here at Skyline, so I can't tell you how much time we have left in the first half. The only thing we can do is wait for the official to signal that it's halftime. But for now, still pretty early in the game. Out of the scrum, Hanover pushing it, but Brookline comes out with it. They work it towards the middle. Tumbling forward with there was Lockwood. And Hanover gets into the ruck there and wrestles it free. They toss it down to Armani on the left side. Armani cutting back towards the middle, tosses it back to number 2, David Bonilla. Now out of the ruck, quick toss goes to Boutin. Boutin goes down. Another quick takedown, and I think Brookline actually got that ball in there. It's so chaotic. Rugby can be such a chaotic sport in those fights for the ball in such tight spaces. sometimes it can be so hard to tell what's going on or who has the ball, and especially when you're viewing it from ground level. Anyone who's watched any sports knows you have a better view from up in bleachers as opposed to ground level, but no bleachers. Another scrum, Brookline to insert. Kicked back and taken. There, actually, I think that's Figueredo who took it. Might have been misidentifying a couple times. It's a bit hard to read the numbers. Or do they have multiple guys with the same number out there? Gosh, I hope not. Anyway, it looks like we're setting up for another scrum. Out of the scrum, Hanover takes it. A fake and a burst forward by number 10, Lachlan Garvey. Garvey tosses it back. Taken down with it was Bonilla. Now Hanover trying to work it towards the middle. A hard hit on Garvey, but he maintains control of the ball as Hanover maintains possession. Quick burst forward by number 9, Cam Scott. Quick tossing, and slipping and falling was Juno Mofford. Toss to the right. Hanover just looking for that opening as we got a whistle. And this is going to be a free ball for Hanover. I think Brookline interfered in that ruck a little too much, called for a violation. Quick tosses, barreling forward is Maynard. Hanover getting very close as they work out to the far side. Bursting forward, I believe, was Godfrey. Now toss back. Churning the legs forward, I believe, was Bonilla. Now they toss it out to the left. Extra toss back. So close as number 3, John Keegan, goes down with it. They work it to the left, trying to burst forward. Very close. On the cusp of it. A battle for the ball. And, oh my gosh, I think Brookline managed to take it away. Just short of the line. What a big defensive play there. I believe that was number 4, Liam Griffin. Oh, but now going in for the try are the Hawks. And I couldn't quite see who made it. Hope you guys were able to see. My tripod's raised a little bit higher than my own eye line, so I hope you guys had a good view of that. Hanover able to answer. As they set up now for the conversion. Number 10, Lachlan Garvey, setting up to kick. And that one's going to sail wide right. So Brookline maintains the lead at 7-5. As the rules in rugby are 5 points for a try, 2 points for a conversion. Brookline succeeded in their conversion, but no such luck for Hanover. Now Brookline setting up to kick it away. as the team that allowed the score actually gets to kick, because this game is all about field position, and kicking it allows you to send it way down into the opponent's end. This one caught, I believe, by Bellerby as he breaks through the middle. Bellerby gets dragged down by Hooks. Big tackle by Brookline's loose head prop, Bacall Hooks, as Bellerby was almost finding daylight there. Hawks now trying to work it through the inside. And a drop kick there from, I think, Garvey. Chasing it down, Ben Speicher jukes one, now gets wrapped up by another as Brookline goes into the ruck with the ball at about midfield and just going to take off and run with it. Taken down. Out of it. Couple tosses, Lockwood to Hooks and to the outside. Barreling forward, ball is lost. Ball pops out of the hands and Hanover takes it back. That's a rough turnover for Brookline. You want to get that ball a little bit further before losing possession there, because again, field position is everything, but we have a whistle, and it's going to go against Hanover. Big break for Brookline here as they'll get to do the drop kick, and Brooks launches it out of bounds there on the far side. Setting up for the side in. Oh, I think I see what's been happening. I think I mixed up one of, I thought there were two number 3s, but one of them is number 9 for Brookline. Wow, big recovery off the bounce there for Brookline to keep possession, as that was near disaster on the side in. Out of the ruck, they toss back to Hooks. He barrels forward. Hooks carrying several tacklers with him. Big push there from Bacall Hooks as Brookline now tries to work it. Barreling forward with it was Lockwood. He gets taken down. Brookline going to go to the left here and just barrel up the middle, try and get a couple yards. Maintaining possession, they try and work it to the left. And now they're going to try and work it back to the middle. Lockwood tosses over to Durant. And a whistle. And it'll be another free ball for Brookline. Brooks setting up to kick it. Or is that Brooks? Gosh, these diagonal striped uniforms for Brookline are really throwing me off in terms of reading the jersey numbers. Oh, okay. I mixed up Speicher with Brooks there. That was number 15, Ben Speicher. Excuse me there. Gosh, I hope I didn't mix them up on the try. That's one I'm going to have to check the film on later tonight. Brookline again throws off the timing on the side in. Long toss there, Brooks barreling forward, lost the ball. And the whistle is going to give the free ball to Hanover, or no, to Brookline, and they're just going to take off running with it. This is Lockwood. Lockwood, quick toss, breaking through. And I do believe that's in for the try. I could not see who it was that broke through there. That was such a quick play, such a quick toss. Nate Lockwood took the free ball and just started running with it. And then a quick toss to his left. I didn't see who that was. As Brookline sets up for the conversion. They lead 12-5, trying to make it 14. Kick is up, and it's going to be short. (12-5), the Brookline advantage as they get their second try. This one booted short, caught out of the air by John Krasansky. Quick toss, bursting ahead, wrapped up, and the whistle gives the free ball to Hanover, and hold up. Nope, we got a scrum. That was briefly very confusing. Brookline to insert on the scrum. This one sent back. Picked up by Figueredo, tossed to his left. And they toss it further out to the left. Bursting across midfield there. Now they work it towards the middle. Hooks, barreling forward to gain a couple yards. They continue working it towards the near side. Durant now running with it. Sends it back to Figueredo. Toss, Lockwood. England dropped but recovered. Close to out of bounds as it gets forced out of bounds. That was Milo Nygren running with it, but ran out of room, and that will give it to Hanover for the side-in. Throwing this here for the Hawks, number 3, John Keegan. And now the Hawks working with it. Heading towards the outside, they find room, and it's a breakaway run by Bellerby, who slips and falls but gets back up and keeps running, now wrapped up and properly brought down. But a huge gain there for our Matt Bellerby. As now Hanover pushing it deep into the Brookline end. Down the far side. And carrying a couple of tacklers. Rough and tumble play there by the Hawks. And barreling over a couple of guys. And in for the try is Aiden Boutin. Physicality, the name of the game for Hanover on that possession. First, the big speedy boost from Bellerby, and then a couple of big physical pushes going through defenders. And with that successful try so much closer to the middle, that'll make for an easier conversion attempt for Garvey. A little closer, a little bit less of an angle. And he boots this one straight through. Hanover ties it up off the successful try from Aiden Boutin and the successful conversion from Lachlan Garvey. All knotted up now at 12 apiece here in the first half. And I know we have had some issues with the Wi-Fi connection here at Skyline. Like I said, I will upload a fully recorded version later tonight as Brookline boots this one out of the back end. And that means we're going to set up all the way at midfield where Brookline kicked it from. So mistake there, just push that one a little too far forward. Probably trying for more of a high kick that would land inside. But instead it's going to be a scrum, advantage Hanover here. Oh, but it comes out the side. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. But they're going to redo the scrum after that one, as it's, supposed to come out the back, not the side. And out of the scrum, Hanover running to the left and barreling forward. Now a toss out to Armani, cuts to the inside to avoid that sideline out of bounds. Now we got a whistle. It's going to give us a free ball to Hanover. Cam Scott going to toss it. Going forward with it, number 2, David Bonilla. Out of the ruck, a toss to the left, Boutin trying to barrel forward, but he gets wrapped up. A little slow to get up for Brookline was number 5, Isaac Hughes. Hopefully he's okay, as now Hanover breaking free, taking off. Number 13 slips and falls. Max Johnson with a huge gain for the Hawks. Now a toss back, Bonilla. As they work at the left side. Oh, they tossed out too quick, and Hooks fell on it. Out of the ruck before Hanover was ready. And a heads-up play by Bicall Hooks. We have an injured Hanover player down. It's a rough sport, rugby, very physical, no pads or anything. Brookline high athletic trainer out to take a look. Ooh, limping off the field with help. Oh man, you don't want to see that. I didn't get the best look at the jersey number, but I think it might have been number 13, Max Johnson. Slowly coming off, and we certainly hope that that young man is okay. So out of the injury stoppage, it's going to be a scrum. Brookline to insert. Or no, Hanover to insert. My mistake. Hanover comes out with it. This is Boutin. Boutin trying to break tackles and trying to barrel forward. And I think he is in for the try. Yeah, zero visibility on this left side. But Aiden Boutin with his second try of the day. And okay, I guess it wasn't Johnson that came off hurt because he's setting up for the conversion. So I misread the numbers on the injured player. That's my mistake there. So I'm not quite sure who came off hurt. Oh, wait, that try came from the far left. I couldn't even see. Visibility's rough out here at Skyline, folks. I don't know what to say. But another successful conversion from Lachlan Garvey, despite the far left angle there. At least I'm pretty sure that was successful. So presuming that conversion was good, it's a 19-12 lead for Hanover as Brookline goes for the short kick, and it's fumbled. And a whistle. And it's going to be a scrum. Brookline to insert. Inserting will be number 9, David Perez-Lawrence. Ball's coming back, but Brookline getting barreled over as the whistle is blown. They're going to try it again, and the players go to the ground, and they're going to have to reset this one again. All right, third time's the charm, hopefully. As the ball comes out, but away from Perez-Lawrence, and we got another whistle. Let's run it back. Let's try again. Eventually, we're going to get this right. Okay, attempt number 4 to make this scrum work. And we got the whistle again. Brookline appears to be having a little trouble standing up to the push from the Hawks. As we're now going to try for a 5th time out of this scrum. This one sent back, and now we've got it. Perez-Lawrence tosses over to Lockwood, now to the outside, England Further out, I think, to Brooks, and almost lost the ball, but barely manages to recover. But I think that's actually going to be it. I think that's halftime. All right, that's the end of the first half. One moment, folks. I can kind of do it. Thank you. All right, that is the end of the first half. Our score at the half, the Hanover Hawks 19, the Brookline Warriors 12. During this halftime break, I would once again like to thank our local sponsor, Esh Dental. Do you have a tooth that's been worked on once, twice, 3 times, and it's still giving you problems? Have you been told it's time to give up the fight on that tooth and have it extracted? Hey, it happens to a lot of us. Dr. Esh performs a multitude of procedures to get that infected tooth out and an implant in. All of Dr. Esch's implants are digitally guided, which means the surgery takes place on a digital model of your jaw even before your appointment. Digital implant placement is the safest, fastest, most predictable way to turn that problem tooth into a fixed and beautiful solution. You can call 617-566-0103 or go online to eshdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. All that information in the description section down below, where you can also find some other helpful links, including for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Coolidge Corner on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the Food Pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And again, all those links and phone numbers are in the description section down below. And if you know of any local businesses or charities that you think would benefit from the extra visibility on these live streams, I encourage you to let me know about them or get them in touch with me. All right, not the longest halftime break in rugby as we get set to start the second half. Brookline will kick this one away as Hanover got the opening kick of the first half. The Hawks with the lead, 19-12. If nothing else, Brookline so far playing this game much closer than they did in last year's Final Four. Brookline's had 2 successful tries so far and 1 successful conversion. One of those tries I'm pretty sure was from Teddy Brooks, number 13, and then the second try I just didn't quite see it happen so fast. Setting up to kick this one, Nate Lockwood. And here we go to start the second half. And that one takes a bad bounce, and it's picked up by Brookline. A big turnaround off the weird bouncing kick from Nate Lockwood, and now Brookline trying to push forward, see if they can answer back and tie up this game. They work it to the left side. Barreling forward with it, I believe, was number 5, Isaac Hughes. They toss it out to the right. It's dropped. Couple of players in the same vicinity. And because of the dropped pass, that's going to result in a scrum. And it'll be Hanover to insert, so advantage Hanover on this first scrum. And those drops have really been a tough thing for Brookline, as now breaking out to the near sideline is Aiden Boutin. He's scored 2 tries so far for the Hawks as he takes them into Brookline territory with that quick burst there. Barreling forward that time was Bonilla. A quick toss, pushing with it, number 5, Robbie Frucci. Now they toss it towards the middle, a juke, and another shake tackle, and finally brought down number 12, Juno Mofford. Trying to work it off a bounce pass. They're able to run it. And now on that far side, working with some tight space here, they'll probably work it back to their right. As they do, pushing forward with it is Connor Godfrey. Now the toss and a quick takedown there. Brookline trying to force the issue and see if they can take the ball away. Whistle is blown. And they do give the free ball to Brookline. Great play once again from Bikal Hooks. Hooks has been like, for a more Americanized translation, Hooks has been like an effective defensive lineman out there, the way he has asserted his presence and been a hawk for the ball anytime that there's a chance, right in the middle of the ruck. He's made a couple of nice takeaways there inside. Now the side in. I think it's Brookline. Oh, they fake and they go further to the outside and they miss. Off the bounce, it is recovered by Perez Lawrence. And now the whistle gives the free ball to Brookline. Heads up recovery off the bounce by David Perez Lawrence. As Brookline now boots this one out of bounds. I think that was Ben Speicher who booted that one. Now another side-in attempt. It's going to be contested, but secured by Brookline. Barreling forward with it now is John Krasansky. Out of the ruck, Brookline starts to work it to the left. This is Brooks. Brooks taken down, and now Brookline trying to work it to the right side. And getting stood up in the ruck Brookline manages to maintain possession just barely as they work it to the right side. Running out of room, probably going to work it to the left, and they do. This is Hooks pushing forward for a couple of yards, but I think he lost the ball, ripped loose by the Hawks. But again, they blow the whistle. Brookline gets another free ball. They scored their most recent try off a free ball around this close to the end line. But this time they opt to kick it. Out of bounds on the far side. They'll go for a side in. Brookline considerably close to a try here as Durant gets ready to toss this one in. And they go for a short throw to Hooks, but it's taken away by Hanover. I'm not sure what happened there. Brookline decided to go low instead of high for the side-in throw, and it did not work out at all. And now this whistle gives the free ball to Hanover. They're likely to try and boot it out of their own end here as Garvey kicks it away out of bounds. Side-in throw for Hanover. They get it in. And disrupted. They were looking for an extra toss on that one, but good efforts by the Hanover player to keep his hands around the ball. And that one dropped. And it's... Oh, no, is it still going? Are they still allowing it to run? Teddy Brooks was so confused. He gets taken down. But okay, there was a whistle. I appreciate the idea of, like, you keep running until they tell you to stop. And if you're not sure, err on the side of running with it. But a whistle was blown. It'll be a scrum advantage Brookline as Perez Lawrence to insert. Brookline kicking it back to Perez Lawrence. Toss it quickly to the outside. England to Lockwood to Ben Speicher, who gets wrapped up and brought down. More quick tosses. Krasansky barrels forward. Brookline fighting in the ruck there. And I think they called a violation on Brookline there. Might have taken too long to get out of that one. But I don't think that was what the violation was. I think it was something else. Garvey boots it, but it's going to stay in. And so Brookline gets to take the ball there. Caught out there, I think, by... I'm not sure. It's so hard to read the jersey numbers on the far side. Oh, but it was caught out of bounds, and so it will be a side-in throw for the Hawks. Quick tossing, Garvey to the right, and pushing his way through a couple of guys there was Mofford. And down on the play. Oh. Got a Brookline player down. Trainer's out to take a look at him. We saw an injured Hawks player go down in the first half. Now a Brookline player down, he appears to be holding his face. And yeah, they're putting compress of some kind on his face, so yeesh. Maybe a bloody nose or something. You know, it's tough. You know, this isn't like American football where you got a face mask protecting you from getting hit in the schnoz. And coming off the field there, I believe it's number 5, Isaac Hughes, who was injured on that play, walking off on his own power. You know, just kind of holding that compress to his face, so hopefully he is okay. Out of the injury stoppage, it'll be a scrum with Hanover to insert. And again, Hanover takes control. Quick tossing to the outside, and taken down there was number 21. Now pushing inside Bonilla. Hands back. Quick toss. Boutin fakes, and now trying to barrel through the middle. Boutin sheds a couple tackles and barrels forward to get a nice gain. Now they keep working it to the left. Heading towards the outside. I think that was number 4, Noah Demule, or maybe 14, Max Goitia. Tough to tell. Toss pushing forward. Looks like a second player for Hanover is wearing number 8. And bodies go flying there in the ruck, and Hanover keeps it. Bonilla barreling forward. They're running out of room on that right side. Demule taken down there. And now they are going to have to work it to the left. Number 19 wrapped up, brought down. Now quick toss is Bonilla again. Bonilla taken down. Strong job holding on to the football despite the double team. Now a quick toss, 21, breaking loose. 21 carries that ball deep. And a quick toss. And trying to break through. Very close, but not quite there yet. And they barrel ahead for the try. And I think I can see based on the high fives who it was, but I can't see his number. But either way, 5 more points on the board off the successful try. For the Hawks, 24-12. As Garvey, who has succeeded on 2 out of 3 conversions so far today, sets up for this one. This kick up and through. Garvey now 3 of 4 on his conversion kicks today, as Hanover takes the 26-12 lead over Brookline. Lockwood setting up to kick this one away. And now Hanover running it back. One player juked and finally brought down is, I believe, Aiden Boutin. And a quick kick is blocked by Brookline, but it's recovered by Hanover. Almost a big mistake by Hanover trying to kick that one. But number 21 recovers the ball and saves the mistake as the Hawks keep it. Working their way towards midfield. Out of that mess, Boutin pushing forward. Aiden Boutin been such a big part of Hanover's offensive efforts today. He's scored 2 tries and had a lot of big pushes that have moved them downfield throughout the day. As Hanover works it out to the far side. And that toss juggled and lost that. I think that's going to be a free ball to go to Brookline. And pardon me for the occasional zooms, folks. Just kind of trying to experiment with what the best view is for you guys and your viewing experience. And I know that's a bit hard to tell with the Wi-Fi issues out here at Skyline. But certainly with the recorded version that I'll be uploading tonight, it'll, you know, present a better picture. And they're trying to get set up in the scrum. A couple of subs appear to be checking in. And Brookline inserts in the scrum, and they come out with it. Perez Lawrence, a toss over to, I believe, Lockwood. Toss further out to the left side. Spicer jukes one, barrels forward, taken down. And it's going to be a free ball for Brookline. I think. And there we go. Lockwood kicks the free ball out of bounds, and Brookline will set up for the side in. And that one deflected by Hanover, and I think they took it away. Again, it's, you know, it's the it's the execution that's been hampering Brookline since they got off to that strong start in the first half. Ball carriers fumbling the ball, passes just off the mark. As we get set for the scrum, looks like it'll be Brookline inserting. So Brookline keeps it, working it to the left. Engeland pass misses. And they could not fall on it. It's taken away by number 21. Oh, but he tosses to a player that had fallen down. A heads-up recovery there by Max Goitia to keep the ball with Hanover after they almost messed up on their pass. Brookline just missing wide on the attempted pass to Benji Brooks. Hanover moving towards the middle. And barreling forward with it was, I think, Keegan. I got a whistle here. Another scrum insert by Hanover. And it's taken. A high toss there. Mess things up for the Hawks as Brookline recovers the loose ball. And it'll be a free ball to Brookline. Or a free ball to Hanover, looks like, actually. My mistake. Scott runs with it, gets taken down. And taken down again, carried a little further back by the Brookline defenders. Now Godfrey. Sounds like the ball might have come out, but not quite, as Hanover takes control out of the ruck. A miss on the toss, but recovered. As Hanover trying to work it from that far side. Cutting in there was Boutin. And now a drop kick by Garvey. And it's caught, fair caught, seems, by Ben Speicher, the fullback. And so Brookline will get the free ball here. And they're going to kick it right out of bounds there. Side in for Hanover. Keegan to toss it in. They throw in short to Bonilla. And they're pushing him out of bounds. And it looks like they got him out of bounds. Got a sub checking in for Hanover in place of Godfrey. Number 23 comes in. Now it'll be a side-in throw for Brookline. Durant throws it in, and it's picked off. Picked off by Robbie Frucci for Hanover. Hanover trying to work away from that near sideline. They work it towards the middle. That's a different number 8 running with it. Getting close, deep towards the end line. Lachlan Garvey, an extra toss there, and looks like they got across the line for another successful try. Hanover starting to pile it on here in the second half. They now lead 31-12. Now the Hawks set up for another conversion kick. Garvey 3 for 4 on his kicks so far today as he tries to make this 33. And this one looks like it's going to come up short. So Garvey now 3 for 5 on his conversion kicks. Hanover leads Brookline 31-12. Three-score game now as Lockwood boots this one short. Off the bounce, juggled. And looks like they're going to set up in the scrum. Brookline to insert. Perez Lawrence back to Lockwood to Engeland, who gets hit. Brookline running with it. Toss goes to Krasansky. Krasansky. Now back to Lockwood again. Quick moves to the outside. And a toss back towards the middle. We go back to Durant. Durant stood up. So they try working it out to the right side. I believe that's Ben Speicher lost the ball. Whistle stops play there. As it's going to be a scrum inserted by Brookline. Brookline is staying in control of the ball so far. More quick tosses and a miscommunication there, but recovered off the bounce by Lockwood. Lockwood trying to find some room so he can get some teammates behind him to set up in the ruck after he goes down. Brookline keeping control. Now down to the far side. They're running out of room. They got to toss it to their left. Pushing forward, Krasansky. He gets knocked over. Brookline still in control. A drop kick by Lockwood to push it down the field. And a whistle after it was recovered by Bellerby. Brookline gets the free ball here. Drop kick from, I believe, Ben Speicher, as that's going to fly out of bounds. Side in coming here for Brookline. And it's intercepted again by the Hawks. And we'll set up in another scrum. Brookline to insert in the scrum once again. Sent back, but not where Perez Lawrence was expecting it. And it's a drop kick forward. And Lockwood slipped, could not pick it up. It's bouncing even further and still couldn't be picked up. Couple of struggles on the bounce there as Cam Scott recovered that one and booted it forward. Now Hanover in full control as they break free and go in for another try. An absolutely disastrous sequence for Brookline out of the scrum. It kind of came out of the wrong hole there. And Cam Scott, the heads-up recovery, and then he just took off with it and then went for a drop kick that ended up just working out on so many levels for Hanover as Brookline was struggling to recover that one. And just got Hanover into prime position to run that one in. Garvey setting up for the conversion. This kick is once again going to be short. Garvey 3 for 6 on his conversion kicks as Hanover leads Brookline 36-12. And Hanover has outscored Brookline 17-0 in the second half, after taking a 19-12 lead into the break. Drop kick here. Taken off the bounce. Bursting through is Demule. Out of the ruck. Toss to the left and a high kick there. Fielded there by Isaac Speicher. Cuts up the middle. Taken down around midfield as Brookline takes it back. Pushing forward for Brookline there, I think, was Alex Bacum. Toss back to Bryce Figueredo this time. He gets taken down. Now back out to Isaac Speicher. Hands it back to Perez Lawrence. Runs his way through for a short gain. Now Hooks tosses back to Durant. Now trying to work it to the right, and a miscommunication on the pass by Brookline. Gives it back to Hanover as they work it down the far side. They try and work it towards the middle now. Couple of quick tosses in sequence. Number 21 pushes forward with it. Now toss quickly to Demule. Players getting tangled up there, but play continues. Boutin pushed back, but still keeps possession. 16 tosses it further out. And I think we're going to have an injury stoppage here as a Hanover player appears to have gone down. Out of the injury stoppage, looks like they're actually going to give free ball to Brookline. As they kick this one out of bounds. And the side-in throw is highly contested there as two players got their hands on the ball, but they're going to give the free ball to Brookline. Ben Speicher going to boot this one upfield. Caught, I believe, by Garvey, who boots it right back the other way. And that's going to fly out of bounds. Another side in for Brookline, disrupted again. And Brookline able to recover the ball. Taken down. And they keep working it to their left. Close to the sideline. They got to be careful. Stay in bounds. And battling for it in the ruck. And you got a whistle. That's going to be a free ball for Brookline. And this kick just launched right out of bounds towards the playground. Another side in for Brookline. They go for the low toss to Hooks. Brookline controlling it in the ruck. They go for another short burst forward by Figueredo. Ball recovered there by Isaac Hughes, who seems to be okay. That's good to see. Now they work it back towards the middle. Krasinski taken down but maintains control. Hooks, couple jukes, gets back to about the same spot. Now a quick toss to the left. Extra toss taken off the bounce, but the whistle blown as Max Durant was running with that one. But that is the whistle there. I might have misunderstood. Is this, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the end of the game. It's supposed to be two 35-minute halves, so we're at about the right time where it should be the end. I think that is the end of the ball game. And yeah, they're lining up for post-game handshakes. So that is going to be your ball game. The final score here at Skyline Park, the Hanover High School Hawks 36, the Brookline High Warriors 12. Brookline got out to a strong start, taking a 7-0 lead and then a 12-5 lead. But after that point, Hanover with 31 unanswered points to take the win and stay undefeated. Hanover improves to 2-0 on the season. Brookline falls to 1-1. And that is about going to do it. All right, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you once again to our sponsor for today, Esh Dental. Esh Dental in Coolidge Corner doesn't just focus on smile rehabilitation. Their real passion is smile preservation. If you are ready for a local, sophisticated, sole ownership dental office to take care of your 6-month cleanings, no need to look any further than Esh Dental. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eshdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. You can find that information about Esh Dental in the description section down below, where you can also find the link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. And you can also find some helpful links related to me, which are also on the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, if you would like to find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can just email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments that you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Hanover 36, Brookline 12 from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.